Welcome to the Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast, recorded live from the cornfields of Central Illinois. We're all about thriving marriages and living free from alcohol. Welcome to episode 109 for October 12th, 2025.
Well, hello there, children. Welcome back to your Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast. I am Matt, along with the always lovely Coach Amy. How are you, my love?
I'm great, and you're a coach too. I just want to always remind you that.
You like to say that. I also forgot to work in
you actually,
your weekly freak show.
You like to say that. No, you actually went through coaches training.
I did. I play one on TV.
And you put it to use a lot.
I do?
Not a lot. But not a lot. But you, I mean, I don't want that to sound bad, but you, I guess more with like mentoring and helping others. And
more on a practical day in, day out versus official one-on-one coaching.
Correct.
Okay. There you go.
There you go,
everybody. I do have my coach's shirt from when I was a soccer coach. It says Juice Box.
You still have that?
I think I do.
That's funny.
I think so. Yeah. I think I was Juice Box 2. I let the other coach be Juice Box 1.
You're giving like that, aren't you?
I am giving like that. And you know what? We're giving like that too, kids. Go check those links out below where you can find that. Beyond Spirits, the 7 tips to start your AF journey, because it is Sober October, kids. Don't forget about that. And because it rhymes. And you can always download that weekly marriage guide, meeting guide.
Yeah, we can talk about that real quick.
What, Sober October?
No, the marriage guide.
Oh, okay.
Well,
we have Sober October.
Sober October too, but you know,
marriage meeting. What?
Marriage meeting. One of the first step or the first part of the marriage meeting is
appreciation.
And so, appreciating your spouse is like the first step. And so, Today I'm going to appreciate you right now.
For what?
Thank you. No, thank you.
Okay.
I was
where I was getting set up.
No, I want to say thank you for your maybe persistence, because I'm like, yeah, I think we should put a podcast. Well, that's about as far as it goes usually. Hey, let's podcast. You know, I have some ideas floating around.
I know.
But then you come back, and then this is the part I appreciate. It's like, okay, so we're going to do a podcast today. What are we going to talk about?
Because I've always been the producer. Because you're always like, we should do a video or we should do a podcast. I'm like, cool, but what are we going to do?
I don't know, creative person. You just, come on. Make the magic happen, Matt.
I just wanted the magic. Well, thank you.
So I appreciate you.
And and I did do some mild research, not much. One thing I did forget, it was Sober October. We don't keep track of those things, I guess.
I do, but
you do.
You know.
But this year, 1 in 4 Americans plan to participate in Sober October. That's pretty good, 25%.
I think that is amazing. And hold on, let me get.
And as we know, healthy participants who were moderate to heavy drinkers, which I don't know if you're a heavy drinker, if you're a healthy person, but hold on, let me finish. Experienced improvements in insulin resistance, weight, blood pressure, and cancer-related growth factors when they abstain from alcohol for 1 month.
And a heavy drinker is more than 8 drinks, I guess, or it's 8 drinks and above for a woman, according to the United States CDC. And for men, it is, I believe, 14
per week
or 15. It's either it doesn't matter, 14 or 15.
Yes.
So
that's heavy drinking.
That's heavy drinking.
Yes.
So
you're 2 a day.
Anything more than 2 drinks a week, you know, you're basically if you're drinking 3 drinks or more, you're in that gray area of, you know, being on the spectrum of alcohol use disorder, because
3 or more, a day or a week, still in a week.
Still in a week.
Oh, geez.
Because now the World Health Organization is saying you should, if you haven't drank, if you've never had alcohol, don't start.
Right.
And anything more than 2 exacerbates your chances of having something come up. It could be a health issue. It could be cancer. It could be, you know, anxiety.
Yep.
Getting an accident.
Well, and that anxiety can
what is it, like the total... What is it, that report where they do the total morbidity? Alcohol's right up there.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember how many millions it affects, but it affects a lot of people.
Either between your health or running into trees in your vehicle or those type of things. Yeah.
There you go.
Does it count? Curious, Amy, in your research, does
putting me on the spot here.
Does it count people who were injured or killed by a drunk driver who weren't drinking themselves?
I believe, yes. I think that's part of that whole
Gotcha.
total morbidity.
Morbidity. Ooh, all-cause morbidity.
All-cause morbidity, yeah.
That makes
So
it sound
there you go.
fancy.
Hey, welcome. Here's some cheerful news for you.
Well, here's other cheerful news. We went to a tailgate yesterday, Amy.
I know.
We went to homecoming to a school neither one of us went to.
Well, we met our friends.
We did meet our
which
friends,
was
yes.
super sweet
Yes, they
that they
invited
invited us. This is like a huge tradition they have done for years
Yes.
with some other friends, and they have this big tailgate. They have lots of friends who join in. They have all
We don't do a
kinds
lot of
food.
tailgating, period, so that's...
Yeah, but this is the first tailgate that you and I have been to since
We quit drinking.
we quit drinking.
Yes.
That's huge. And I was having...
You were oddly...
I was kind of having a lot of problems with it. I'm like, I don't want to go. It's just going to be a bunch of drunk people. It's going to be like this.
Which I will say off the bat, it was not a bunch of drunk people.
It was not. What was? No,
It was-
no.
It was not a bunch of drunk
It
people.
really
No.
wasn't. And the other thing is I had to really figure out that resistance that I had to it. And really it was self-judgment. Because in past tailgates, different things like that, I overconsumed. And so I was making judgments about other people. And I'm sure as the day progressed, I mean, we were there early.
True.
That there would probably be people who have had too much to drink. But
Yes.
at the little tailgate that we were at,
We were
I'm
at-
pretty sure that our demographic, which was
We were not
where
at the
we went-
rowdiest of tents, I don't think.
Oh my gosh, not at all.
No.
I mean, I think there were going to be some. I could see some of the kids, and you know
Right.
what? That's the kids.
Right.
But it was really interesting that came up, and I was like, you know what? Let's just make this into an experiment.
Yes, because I think
Make it into an experiment.
I want to say one of the last tailgates we actually did go to, because we were still drinking. I had a few drinks, and it was at a Huskies tailgate from Northern, because that's where our kids both went, or go and went. And I took the opportunity to feed a husky a treat mouth to mouth. Remember that?
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was really stupid.
No. Right.
You could have gotten your face bitten.
I think the owner suggested it. I don't know. But
yeah,
no.
well, I think everybody was drinking.
Yes, I was too. But you're right.
That would have been the fall before I quit.
That
was the
that
fall
would have been when Luke
Yep.
was a soft freshman. Yeah, he was in the band. Yeah. Yep.
So
2019.
yeah,
Yeah. Didn't do anything stupid like that this time.
Thank heavens. Thank
Yeah.
you, honey.
Yes, I know.
Thanks for not. I don't even. Oh, it's a Titan. I think if you would try to take a treat from
I'm
a
a Titan. He probably wouldn't like it very much.
I would have taken his sword and stabbed you with it.
Oh, geez. Go, Jamie, talking about the drinks of the week here. I just saw an ad today. You saw it too. For a new drink, it's the non-alcoholic beer. It's an SNL skit, kids. Look it up on YouTube.
It really was funny.
It's a double negative. He goes, I've quit drinking. Way to go. But the only thing I didn't like is I don't get drunk. So I found this new non-alcoholic. It's 96% alcohol. And the one friend goes, whew, you smell like gasoline.
It was bad, but it was funny.
It was funny, but yeah.
The truth in those things, little spike there that you're like, but funny. It was. I'm not going to say it wasn't funny.
The ones we're featuring this week, as usual,
Yes.
kids, are non-alcoholic, not non-alcoholic.
Non.
This week, got an order in from Mash Gang. Mash Gang has always been on point if you can find them. It's tricky to find. You don't find it in stores. You can find it in Generation NA in West Lafayette, Indiana, if you're near there, or you can order it online. I already reordered Coach Amy's drink because it is amazing.
It is so good.
It's got a decent price point to it, but it's totally worth it. Amy, what do you have there?
I have the Mash Gang Lesser Evil Dark Brew with chocolate and cherries.
It is a chocolate cherry stout that I put it right in the same tier of, is it Bravas, I think, last year? Every year they do like this barrel-aged one.
Well, and I know, yeah. And
it was $40 for a bottle. This is as good.
And then you have to look at, like Go Brewing had one that was really good.
They did it as a pilot, and then they didn't.
And
keep
they never
it.
brought it back. But
Yeah.
maybe this is so good. So
Yes.
I laugh at when you have the little descriptions. It's so, it's just like creamy and rich, exquisite, a decadent 0.5% chocolate dark brew with vanilla and creamy oats, spiked with a rather extravagant, again, amount of sweet and sour cherry juice. Despite the taste, it does in fact contain no dairy products and is entirely vegan. We went to great pains to blend the cherry to get the cake feeling vibe down.
Oh, see, that's why you like it. Amy loves cake.
I love chocolate cake. That was what for my birthday. I had a big piece of. Well, we did split it,
yeah.
But it is really good.
Yes.
highly recommend it.
Yes,
So
it is definitely on point.
yummy.
Already ordered 2 more 4-packs. Almost thought it was out of stock. This one I think is out of stock actually. Currently, they do restock.
Well, and this is their. What do they?
This is
call
our
it?
award-winning Chug IPA.
Yeah, it's their flagship beer.
Yes.
I went to their website just to check it
Oh,
out.
there you go. Yes.
Do you want me to read it for you?
I have it right here, Amy.
Okay.
It's a modern approach to a classic combination of hops, Citra, and El Dorado. Hops, Citra, and El Dorado. Create a tropical torrent. A tropical torrent, providing your palate with a perfect, unparalleled drinking experience. Heroic in haze, full flavored, and never brewed by halves. The hell does that mean? Never brewed by halves? I don't know. That's a lot of words.
That's a lot of words. That's a word sleuth. Some wordsmith in there. And I was just on their website, and they've got Chug, which that is it. And then they have the Journey Juice, which is a fruited IPA. That's an IPA too. And then they have Glug Lager.
Oh, yeah, Chug and they have like
Chug
4.
and Glug. And I love the artwork. It just kind of cracks me up.
That's just what's on their site. They've had others before because they're the ones who had the. I think we had on the podcast one time. Their Tricks. Was it Tricks or Fruity Pebble? They had some kind of cereal one.
Oh,
Lucky
they
Charms.
had Lucky Charms.
Yes.
And that was pretty good.
It was pretty good too. Yeah. So highly recommend this. Be great for your chocolate one.
Oh, the chocolate cherry.
For the holidays. Good evening.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang on to the.
Gotta save them.
Save it for the holidays. You better hide it in the back of the fridge.
I ordered 2 more. As long as we can still get more, you can freely drink it. But
I can drink freely. Woo!
I know. Well, I opened one and I don't really want to try it. And then she almost didn't give me my glass.
I'm in love and I don't care. Who knows?
You almost didn't give me my glass back. So.
Oh my goodness, it is really good.
Yes.
And it's pumpkin season, so we have to. I think did we try any pumpkin beers yet this year?
We have the Dark and Gordy. I had that.
So we'll have
Athletics Dark and Gordy.
Well, let's just hold off.
Yeah.
Gotta always have stuff to talk about the next time. Maybe we'll make that and put that into the show notes for the next time. Let's do like a little pumpkin fest because we've been having pumpkin fest right now.
Well, 'tis the season. It's
the season for pumpkin fest, and let's say we were jonesing for some pumpkin yesterday.
Well, I say we means more you, but yes.
But no, I said okay. We went through a drive-through Krispy Kremes. I'm sorry.
No. We didn't even go through it the first time. You go, I want a pumpkin donut. Let's go to Krispy Kreme.
We live close to a Krispy Kreme.
And I start going there, and you're like,
I'm like, no, I don't need it. I'm not going to do it.
Fast forward like 2 hours later.
After we had been out and had gone to the, tailgate and to
she's
the
like,
art show.
Let's get some crispy. Let's get the donut.
Let's just get it.
And I'm almost there. She's like, no. I'm like, yes, we're here. We're going to get it. So we go to a little talk box, and the guy goes, pull around to the first window. Before we ordered, I'm like.
So we couldn't give an order. We couldn't ask a question. Just get in line.
But I got the opportunity to wait in line for 10 minutes to get to the window to say, I just need 2 pumpkin spice donuts. We don't have any. Well, that was well worth it. So I said, you know what? Let's go. We have this little
Fresh Time.
Fresh Time.
Not that we're just gonna drop all these names. Fresh Time.
Yeah. I'm like,
nobody supports us. So
no, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, surely they have a pumpkin donut or something. Oh my gosh! They had pumpkin donuts, pumpkin squares, pumpkin fritters,
which I would say is also
loaf.
a donut. Pumpkin Muffins?
Muffins. Yeah, she found those. Oh, wait, hold on. She
The
started
gal's
digging.
like stalking, and she's like, "Oh, I got more. I got this. I've got that."
But let's talk about portion control, Amy, because you were
my
looking at the calories.
I'm
And like, all right, well, the donuts were like
I'm gonna have a
200.
treat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a treat, and I'm thinking, you know what? It's okay to have a treat.
Right. And the fritters were like 400 calories. She's like, no. So you're like, oh,
Yes,
these
each.
squares. Yeah, the squares were 190 calories. I'm like, okay.
I'm like, okay,
fine.
and there's four in the container. Well, you know what? Great.
Great.
We can have a couple today. Each of us can have a couple tomorrow. Perfect.
Get home, look a little closer.
Matt does.
Yeah. Oh, Amy, it's 190 per half a square.
Yes, because a half of it. If you're looking at this looks like
A standard serving square of like a brownie
size.
Yeah. No, a half.
And that was
Well, it's like crumble cookie is a quarter.
there's 8 servings, and I just start laughing.
So I'm like, no, your math.
What?
Yeah. Like your donut would have technically been better, but
And then I want to ask you. I don't know if anybody will answer this, but when you're going to cut something in half, like a brownie, like a little pre-square, how would you cut it?
yeah, Amy goes, I gave her that. She goes, well, then it's going to be dumb. It's going to be a triangle. I'm looking at her going, why the hell would it be a triangle? And I'm like, oh, because she would cut it corner to corner.
Anything like a dessert. I don't know if
Like, okay,
anybody's
so if you're-
listening.
but if you're
If
cutting in a
anybody agrees with me,
But if you're cutting in a pan, you always cut squares. When have you ever gone corner to corner on a pan? I did it once when my mom let me cut Knox blocks. My
no,
own.
I would say that if it's already pre-cut, then I want to make it fancy. Dessert is fancy. I cut it, and if you want to have like when the kids were little and they were home and they were going to have their grilled cheese, I almost always
yes.
cut it on it.
But like a
it was
brownie,
fancy.
you don't do it. No, you would do just straight square.
I know
down the
you
middle.
would, but I'm laughing.
What
I'm
kind of
like,
psychopath is triangle brownies? I'm like, no.
I'm a psychopath now.
Well, and the funny thing is, when you said triangle, in my head, I'm like, I wasn't just thinking like you just cut it across, and you make 2 triangles. My brain's like, well, then you got to cut 2 sides off, and I got like 3 pieces. I'm like, oh no, she just cut it in half.
See how our brains work differently.
Yes.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yes. It's living with Coach Amy is fascinating. I've done it for 26 years, as a matter of
Yes,
fact.
we celebrated our anniversary.
We did. We had a bottle of NA wine.
We did. We had we ordered
Ordered it to take
we
for
ordered
takeout.
food.
Yeah.
We ordered takeout.
We had this whole
because-
conversation about paying a corking fee only to get the food to have at home.
Yeah, and then it was also like, I don't know. I don't want to make this sound bad because we do tip when we pick up, right?
Yeah.
Because we would tip. So we do tip, but I don't probably think we tip as much because
Well, and I just don't want to. I
I don't
It
know.
was
We
Friday
just
night,
wanted
it's
to
like-
we wanted to come home and
Relax.
just relax and cuddle up on the couch.
Didn't need all this people-y stuff.
Yeah.
We did a lot of people-y things yesterday. So,
We did. It was fun.
and when you don't,
I'm really proud of myself
I
for
will
doing
say
this
my-
and
my-
pushing through my discomfort.
my tolerance of people-iness is a little lower once I quit drinking.
I know, me too.
It's like, oh,
And that is something that happens. Many people discover that they are truly more introverted.
Yes.
And let's be honest, a lot of the events that you go to, we've said this before, a lot of the events that you're going to, you're going and you're drinking because it's a boring event.
true. Yes. Or you're just not like
Or
I'm
you
not
don't
in-
wanna be there,
I'm not
or
I'm not
whatever.
into sports ball, so drinking was a thing to do to pass the time during sports ball.
True.
That's what I would do. Yeah, I did. It's a true story, Amy.
It goes hand in hand. Okay.
All right, Coach Amy. So talk to me about this note you have here.
Okay.
I'll let you take it from here.
All right.
This is where Coach
I'm
Amy
not.
takes over the
I'm
notes.
not using anybody's names or anything. And these are a couple of friends of mine, and we were. They're both alcohol free. They're doing great, and we had this little conversation together where we just still we're supporting each other and everything. And one of the gals was in an airport, and she was like, "Oh wow," she's like. And it was early in the morning, and
Yep.
boy, a lot of people are already hitting the mimosas and the
You
Bloody
will
Mary
notice it big
bar,
time.
and they were really kind of a lot of people. I don't know. You get into vacation mode or trip mode, or the land of the airport is like
There's no time zone.
There's no time zone, and so people were doing that, and then another comment was, "Oh boy, now they're starting to do shots." And let's just say this was 7 a.m.
Yeah,
it was 7 a.m. and then it was just interesting because one of the other friends she goes, "Wow, why does that sound
like fun
to me?" And I mean, honestly, that is one of those things where you're like, yeah, it's the holiday, it's the vacation mode. We're doing this.
Well, and not to interrupt, but some people do it because, like myself, they had travel anxiety.
Sure.
Of course, fueled by your alcohol. That's a whole other thing. But so they go drink to be able to fly too.
And to be able to fly. And it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And I've had those same fleeting thoughts, not around like at the airport, but at different events where it's like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to have a drink? And then you have to play it forward.
Right.
And yeah, it's fun maybe in the moment because let's face it, drugs are fun. Anything that, takes us offline and, we start acting giddy because our prefrontal cortex goes offline and you get a little silly. And
why do you think addictions happen? Because it creates an enjoyable effect.
Yes.
That doesn't mean it's beneficial.
Exactly.
Just
exactly. It's not so, and then playing it forward and being like, okay, in those moments, that's when I know personally I've had to play that forward in those thoughts. It's like, okay, well, is it, maybe like you go forward, and we've had friend, Coach Susan, who was on one time, and like she ended up going to prison.
Yep.
After a DUI and getting in a wreck. And, that was that drinking started off as a fun, enjoyable event. As a kid, my ex-husband, as a kid, he was drinking to have fun and do that. Now he was also escaping reality, but play that forward until he was like around 51 and he died alone from an esophageal bleed. Fast forward, that person that was just the mom who had the career, had everything, but the alcohol took over, the addiction took over, and she got in an accident, and her daughter died.
Well, in the airport, especially, like, there's a few factors. One, you end up if you're traveling, like, that was one of my fears when I went back to business travel after quitting. Of like, now I'm off alone, unchecked at an airport. Like, nobody's gonna know. Like, I could have a drink. Like, would I succumb to that? But then when you're traveling, like, then you're risking, like, drink too much and you could get in trouble on your airplane, not get on your airplane, or
miss a flight,
or get to where you're going and now you're driving drunk, because it's not like you get out of the airport and you're sober all of a sudden, right? So
you don't just magically become sober as you as we descend.
Oh, your travels are over. You're sober now. Yeah, you're still.
Yeah, I mean there is that, and we often don't think about that,
right?
But anyways, it's not, and and I played, put some of those examples in there, and I even said I don't want to sound harsh, that's not the point of me saying that, but it was a really good reality, like, yeah, you're right, you know what, this doesn't serve us, and I think we just have to be really conscious as a society that more and more that's what can happen.
Yep.
I mean, it is not a benign substance.
And on that topic, always ask if they have NA, even if you don't see it.
Yes, always do that.
Because I worked an event this week, and event spaces are notorious for not having NA options. They're getting better.
They are getting better.
And I was at this hotel, and of course, how they do. They set up all the beers they have available, the cans, and there was no NA one. So I happened to ask the bartender, I'm like, do you have any NA beer? She looked at me, she paused for a second, she goes, hold on, and ducks back behind this door for a minute, comes back out with a Heineken Zero. I'm like, you are awesome. And I gave her a nice tip. And then the next night at the event, she comes up, makes a point to come over to me and say, hey, I want to let you know, I have a couple Heineken Zeros back here for you if you want one. So it's like,
yeah, you do need to, you just have to ask. And the
why
more
it's
you,
not a
and
default to put out, I don't know, because you clearly have it. So why? I mean, maybe it's whatever the event coordinators ask for or don't ask for, and some people just don't even think to ask for it, you know. But yeah, if you ask, they may have something.
But it is interesting when it is out. There are a lot of times more people will
Oh yeah,
drink it. They'll be like, oh, they're curious,
Yep.
and they'll try it.
My favorite is when people say, there's no alcohol in this. I'm like, yeah. I realize it's not
correct.
It's not non-alcoholic.
That's why I'm ordering it. Thank you. Do you think I'm ordering this because I'm stupid? I mean, come on.
Right.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Hi. Do you have any NA drinks?
Yes.
There's no alcohol in this.
Yes. Hence the NA.
Correct.
Do you have any non-alcoholic drinks?
96%.
96%
proof or whatever that was. But anyways, yeah. So. Anyways, what are we moving on to?
I don't know.
I know. This is so long because I don't know how to abbreviate anything.
Is there anything worthwhile in there, Amy?
Well,
yes. What's the ChatGPT summary? But I think this already is a ChatGPT summary. So can you have ChatGPT re-summarize it?
I guess my big thing is with many times, and what I think I wanted to bring up because it is Sober October, is that we often, many times people will try to quit like I did. It was, and I think we can completely come up with this and we're like, okay, I'm going to do this. So I overindulged. And then next morning you wake up and you look in the mirror, you're upset, the whole shame game is coming through. And then you're like, all right, you know what? Tonight, I'm just not going to drink tonight. I'm just not. And then the day happens and you go through your day. And next thing you know, at 5 o'clock, oh, screw it. I'll just have a drink.
Yeah.
And that cycle, happens. And then what I would do, and I think you were doing it too, is then you're frustrated and you're like, you get into that whole, like, why can't I do this? Why don't I have enough willpower? Why am I able to have control in other areas of my life, but in this part of my life, I don't?
Right.
And really what the big thing, and I've really learned a lot around this, is that it's because our nervous systems are dysregulated by a toxic, addictive substance.
Oh, right.
And we don't know how to regulate our nervous system. So
and it takes patience. You spend how many years adjusting your body to drinking?
And I tell people all the time, if you've been drinking, and I always just use 20 years because it's easy math and I remembered it. That's 7,300 days.
Right.
So if you've been drinking, even if it's only, maybe you're a binge drinker and you only drink on the weekends or whatever, the alcohol is still messing with your body chemistry. And it does take time. It's going to take more than 21 days or 30 days,
right.
90 days, a year. You've got to learn how to go through the events, but you also at the beginning, and when you and I both first put it down, we didn't know that we were doing this, but we were learning to regulate our nervous system.
Yes.
And we were doing it through walks. We were doing it through
refinishing furniture. Other hobbies.
Busyness, and right. I don't mean like busyness in a bad way, but in a good way. But also, right. I got into breath work and cold plunges and journaling. And that's obviously has come later, but those are the things. And if we can go for walks, walking is just literally is the best medicine overall for your nervous system.
Or worst case scenario, just go to bed. Go to bed early.
And go to bed early. That's the other thing, because it's going to take time to recalibrate. And that's why I wanted to bring up the apps that apparently
the one that I've been using.
The one you've been using.
Amy looks over and she goes,
I'm like, hey, I want to show you this new app. I'm
like, that's the one I've had for 5 years.
And I think actually what's funny is at one time I did have it. but I didn't because
There's a lot of sober tracking.
there's a
apps
lot of
now.
different, but what is it? It's called,
sobriety tracker,
thank you, I'll look it up.
and that's the one. So
Oh, no, it's sobriety counter. Because
Sobriety
I'm sure there
counter.
is a
Right,
sobriety,
right.
but it has like a guy doing a flying ninja type thing, so you can find it. But I really liked this app because it gives you all kinds of little tips and tricks and stuff in it. But the one like helpful tips, like reducing your stress, it gives you all these little, just some things to try.
There's a section for like cravings. If you have a craving, like trying to help with your cravings.
Yeah. And
I love the calorie tracker.
And then, like for your total health, to regain your health, which I'm going to apparently have to play a game. If you want to get through this, I'll tell you.
You can buy. We don't have the paid version.
We don't
Because
have-
all I really want to know is like days. And
but
that type of stuff.
But in the total health, it will walk you through. So if you're just brand new, it will.
Because there's like brain health, liver,
like blood health.
Yeah.
Your blood should be free of alcohol after about 1 day of quitting.
I think is it the brain is like the last one, or is it cancer risk? There's a cancer risk one that I know takes a long time to come down.
The last one, because this is kind of fun.
Cancer and heart, I think, are two in the brain, maybe.
Yeah, your cognitive functions, many cognitive functions should start going back to normal after quitting alcohol for 2 months. Many people report having more concentration at work, while studying, during communication with others.
That's after how long?
That's after 2 months.
2 months.
Mental clarity. Your mental clarity should have greatly improved after 3 months of quitting alcohol.
And so it's showing you, what it shows you is a percentage of how close you are to closing.
Yeah,
that,
and so you have
ring.
this little circle.
Yeah.
And so your liver health, after being sober for a year, your liver health should be greatly improved. Because it no longer has to work in overdrive to help the body get rid of the extra toxins. And then your heart disease, that goes down after 2 years.
It goes down all the time, but
it's greatly improved.
Right.
Stroke, after 5 years of quitting alcohol, your risk of sudden stroke should be greatly.
I'm almost there.
And then like cancer, after 10 years of quitting alcohol, your risk for developing several kinds of cancer in areas affected by alcohol should be greatly reduced.
Oh, so we're only halfway there.
Yeah. So, going to take me a little while to get to that.
But I have saved
guess.
1.2 million calories. So.
Oh, is that?
It's on the home screen. Yeah, you have to tell it how many drinks you've passed, I think, or something. Like I've passed on.
I have passed
6,000 or 7,000 drinks, and
Is it there? Oh, well, never mind.
I did the math the
it
other
went
day.
into a McDonald's. It went into the Monopoly Go game.
I figured out. I think the other day, wasn't I figuring that I've passed on basically 2 skids worth of beer. Like I figured how many beers in their case on a
crazy.
skid. So like 2 skids worth of cases of beer. Yeah, that's a lot of beer.
So I guess getting back to this, because I kind of went off.
Color me shocked.
I know, but you don't have a willpower problem. You have a nervous system problem. So that is one thing. And then we have the dysregulated nervous system. You're stuck in the survival mode. You're constantly in that fight or flight. The chronic stress from work and family and, all the expectations, even the inner noise or inner monologue, we can actually put ourselves into a fight and flight mode as well, because we're always on alert. And the thing that happens is alcohol mimics safety to our brain because it boosts the GABA temporarily. And so when it wears off, then that's when the stress hormones spike, and that's when the cravings start to return.
Gotta hit that mute button again.
Exactly. And
Yep.
so, so that's just one of the things that I wanted to share. But the other thing for me that really helped me was, and you and I are believers, and I had to listen. And I had a real, crazy come to Jesus moment in the middle of the night. And it was like, okay, I'm going to quit doing what I want to do and start doing the opposite of what I want to do and what God wants me to do. And it was like, okay, no matter what. And some people would say, well, that's willpower, but it wasn't. It was just like, I'm making a different choice.
We have to form new habits.
Yes. And I also,
lights are flashing.
Well, that is so weird. So the other thing with that is always just going, you know what? I'm doing an experiment. I'm on a break.
Right.
Just like I said about this past weekend. Let's just look at this as an experiment.
Right.
Taking a break. I still have I have clients who are like, I'm kind of thinking about this forever question. And I'm like, if it makes you feel any better, the forever still is quite overwhelming for me. I never say never. I'm like, I'm on a break. I just choose not to drink.
Here's where that, because yes, we personally, everybody's journey's different. I always preface it that way. But like, I went out for beers with a friend, and we went to a place that I knew had NA beer, which is most places, but anyway, it's a tap house. And he goes, well, can I, do I need to have a non-alcoholic? Or I'm like, dude, have whatever you want. But he got something that I'd never heard, which thank God I wasn't drinking, because it tastes like basically purple crush, but it's a beer. But anyway,
it tastes like purple passion.
No, it tastes like purple crush. Like
really? Remember
purple pop.
Purple passion? Whatever.
No. It tastes like. But I took a sip of that, but I'm like, I don't it doesn't trigger me personally. Like, it's part of the mindset, right? Like, I'm just gonna have a taste. I want to see what it tastes like. Yeah. I'm not drinking it for a reason. I don't want to have one. I just want to I'm just curious. Like, oh, what does that taste like? Because maybe you could make an NA version of it. I guess I'd just be grape crush at that point.
Yeah, maybe you should have a grape crush.
But it's very thoughtful that he asked that. But
it is. It's nice, but it is kind of funny because you're in a tap house.
Yeah, I'm like,
if this was going to bother you,
I would not go to a tap house.
You would not go to a tap house. No. But that's another thing that I want people to realize, and I have to remind myself of this as well because I'm a coach, and it's been almost 6 years. That's crazy to even say that.
Right.
I guess it's 5.5 years. It's almost 5 years for you.
5 years in January for me.
But looking at this at the beginning, you have to protect yourself. If sometimes it does mean that we have to do some, like going, okay, you know what? I don't really feel like that's going to be a good situation for me to go.
Right.
But it was really kind of cute. One of my clients, she was like, "Oh, gotta have a code word," and I'm like, I love that. Right. having the support
mistletoe
of somebody else with you,
right?
And who knows and buys in, and it's like, okay, because I remember many times to you going, I might need some help with this, and I remember one of the first times I met a friend out. And it was a happy hour type of thing. And I just basically, I asked for a Shirley Temple or a cranberry and lime, which basically is almost a Shirley Temple or whatever. And I remember her sitting down and she goes, "What do you have?" And I just told her, she goes, "Huh." She was like, "I'm going to get the same."
Right.
Which was wonderful because at that point in my journey, because I was, it was like, okay, I'm going to go do this. Let's just, you don't have to stay forever.
Right. It's good to have a buddy system.
It is, but it was great. So but you do have to be aware of that, and you can leave. You are an adult.
In some environments, you may have realized you just don't like, not because you can't drink, just because they weren't fun except for the drinking. Because we have a few of those where we're like, you know what? The only reason this was even remotely enjoyable is because we were drinking. So we just don't do those things anymore.
And that's true, but we have gone to some of those same events now without drinking and have even questioned ourselves. I.e. the Festival of Trees. We went to that event.
There's no drinking at that.
But they had Yes, don't you remember?
No.
We left that event. It was like a dinner, like pre-event for that. And we went and we left early because they didn't have alcohol. And we're like, we can't be here. This is no
Yes,
fun
yes, yes.
without
Sorry.
alcohol.
Yes.
And we left.
'Cause they didn't
And
have
we
alcohol.
weren't the only people who left.
Yes.
And that was, I look at that and I'm like, you jerk, to myself.
Yeah.
But we went to that event and had fun with kids and that. But if it was like an evening fundraiser event, that's what part of that evening was, well, you got to have alcohol. And
that was our mindset.
That was our mindset. And so now I'm like, I wouldn't even care. And I went to an event a few years ago that was an auction and met a friend and went, and there was no alcohol. And I still made foolish choices on my own. And I did come home with I came home with one giant wreath.
Well, to wrap this up, Amy, as
Sorry. Anyways,
ChatGPT
I
told
love
me
you.
to give this word of ChatGPT said give this word of encouragement. It says healing isn't about, and this is very true, healing isn't about more willpower. It's about restoring peace to your body and soul, which is true. Willpower only gets you so far, kids.
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body.
And always, you know what? If you're in that system where you're feeling yourself all anxiety, go to your breath.
Yep.
Go to your breath. Deep inhale, big exhales.
Right.
And just, put your hand on your heart and feel that. That's going to, if you do that for about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, you are releasing oxytocin and calm yourself down, feel good.
And find a buddy. If you don't have a buddy,
Find a buddy.
If you don't have a buddy, you can always email Amy at amyedwardscoaching.com.
We'll be your buddies.
We'll be your buddies. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you need a boy buddy, hit me up. I don't have an Amy coaching. Just email Amy for that too.
Exactly. Reach out to us. Matt's wrapping it up. We gotta go. Got to get off here.
If I wait for her to get through all these notes, you'll be here for quite a while.
I'm not going to read through all the notes.
Turn to a Joe Rogan.
In fact, you know what? If you want, you can subscribe to my newsletter because I am going to be covering this in my newsletter.
Is that available at amyedwardscoaching.com?
It is. You can sign up.
Shocker.
Woo.
Woo. There you go, kids. All right. Well, that's
It's
it.
shocking.
Thank you for joining us for another Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast. Wishing you peace and love in the cornfields. I am Matt along with Coach Amy, and we are out.